Hello, everybody. My name is Elaina Bahm. I'm your psychic medium holistic lifestyle coach. Welcome to July. So today's video, I'm going to give you July's prediction week by week. But before I get into this video, can you do me a favor? Hit that subscribe button at the bottom. It really helps out my channel, and I greatly appreciate your support. So let's get to it. What do you need to know for July? Now, most of you are probably still feeling the full moon from June 21st, the rare strawberry full moon. Now, if you're feeling like you're being rushed or you just feel like this a little bit more anxiety, that's completely normal because that full moon, it was there to amplify everything. So you're getting more than a little nudge of movement and transformation happening. So if you're feeling anything like that, you're completely normal. So what do you need to know for July? Well, let's ask the cards. So what I usually do is I pick 2 cards per week. So it kind of gives you an outlook of what you need to know in the beginning of the week, going into the end of the week. And usually the 2 cards sync perfectly together so far when I've been doing these monthly predictions. So the first week of July is from July 1st, which is Canada Day for us here. So that's a nice holiday for us. So the first week is July 1st to the 6th. So what does Spirit want you to know for the first week of July? Ooh, the Fire Fairy. So that's your first card. So in the beginning of the week of July, expect an opportunity to come your way, literally fall into your lap. You are going to run into somebody you haven't met in a little while, maybe an old acquaintance, an old colleague, an old boss, and they're going to present an opportunity to you. And they're going to present some sort of project. When the Fire Fairy appears, she says, take it. Take the risk because it's going to be fantastic for you. This is what you need to move forward. And she also says, don't procrastinate, take it. Don't sit on it, don't dwell on it, take it. So the first week of July, in the beginning, expect a project to land on your lap. For the end of the first week, you got the butterfly. The butterfly is saying, look, when this new opportunity shows up in the beginning of the week, you're going to feel overwhelmed. Well, how can you not? You just got this amazing opportunity. This project landed on your lap, and now you got that self-doubt happening. Can I do this? Will I be successful of it? Am I the one for this? Stop with all those limiting beliefs. Absolutely you are. Otherwise, the Fire Fairy wouldn't have appeared. And at the end of the week, the butterfly's reminding you, please limit those self-beliefs and so those self-limiting thoughts and look around you. You have nothing but beauty around you. Even if things are not working out in your life and you're not where you want to be yet, just trust you're exactly where you need to be right now. And there's always beauty around you. So always look at the beauty around you. Stop looking at the glass is still half empty. Look at it, it's half full, and it's going to keep on filling up this year. So a lot of action in the first week of July. Like, what a way to throw you to the wolves here, but it's going to be a fantastic move. Now, let's get into the second week of July. The second week of July is from July 2nd to the 13th. Now, when I shuffle, if a card does fly out, I absolutely have to read that card. That doesn't mean that card is the card I selected for the week, but I absolutely, like that one just flew out, I have to read it because Spirit has chosen that card for me to read for that week. So I'm just going to put that there and I will read it. But I'm still going to pick the 2 I want to pick. Okay, what do I want to pick for July, the second week of July? So July 7th to the 13th. Okay, my first card that I picked for the beginning of the second week of July is Birth and Rebirth. Well, what a coincidence after the first week of July. That's why I love how these cards so beautifully sync together one week after the other week. So the first week you had this unexpected opportunity, this unexpected project lands in your life, in your lap, literally. The beginning of the second week, welcome to Birth and Rebirth. You're at new beginnings right now. So it seems like so far we're talking about your career or your work sector. So Birth and Rebirth. So you're either moving into a different department, you're in a different position, or you're moving jobs altogether because you're starting new beginnings. But this coincides from the first week's card, that Fire Fairy, whatever presented itself. Just know at the beginning of this week, you're at new beginnings, which is amazing. So that's the beginning of the second week. The end of the second week is the novice. So, goes beautifully with the birth and rebirth because you're back to being that novice, the beginner, the innocence. What the novice asks you to do is don't pretend you know something when you don't. Always be curious, keep an open mind, and you're always learning. You're not always the expert. So take that expert hat off by the end of the second week. You're learning. Absorb as much as you can because you're at new beginnings. You're creating a great foundation on this new chapter in your life. So let's see what the card Spirit wanted you to know. Ooh, the owl. The owl's a little bit of a warning. So just to let you know, even though you have this beautiful birth and rebirth, this new project or opportunity that's landed in your life, the owl has appeared. So the owl is letting you know, be careful. There's deception around you. Someone in your inner circle, it could be at home, in your personal life, or it could be at work. I'm leaning more, this is at work, because so far the cards have all been more about career sector. Someone in the inner circle around you is deceiving you. They're not just telling you the total truth about everything. So the owl is lending you its eyes to illuminate the shadows around you. So you don't have to do anything because the owl is lending you its eyes. You will see the untruths of everything. Just be more aware and be very selective of who you tell your dreams and your goals or what's going on with you at work. Be very selective of who you tell. Don't tell everybody everything. So you just want to kind of stand back and be more aware of people around you. Who's around you? Who's lingering in that background and just listening? So the owl is letting you know while you're entering this new chapter in your life, there's some deception happening. So just be more aware. Again, it's nothing to fear. You just have to know it's there, okay? The untruths will always reveal itself. Now, welcome to the third week of July. What do you need to know about the third week of July? The third week of July is July 14th to the 20th. Can you believe we're halfway through summer? It's crazy. So July 14th to the 20th, what do you need to know? So it seems like so far everything's been about the career sector, which does not surprise me at all because the June 21st full moon really is going to amplify your careers sector. Okay, so July 14th to the 20th, what do you need to know? Partnership. So I guess we're still sticking with a career, but this could also be in your personal life too. So in the beginning of the third week of July, so July 14th to the 20th, there's going to be some sort of partnership. So somebody's going to approach you, wanting you to do a project with them, and partner up on a specific project or an event, but somebody is approaching you. Or are you pitching an event to somebody because you want to collaborate with somebody? Whichever way it is, it doesn't matter because there will be a partnership established for this. Now, for your career sector, this partnership will be established. In your personal sector, well, maybe some of you are going to get engaged this week. It's time to move to the next step from being boyfriend-girlfriend or girlfriend-girlfriend, boyfriend-boyfriend, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Love is love. And you're going to be more into a committed relationship going on to the next step. So either way, whatever partnership this unfolds for you this week, enjoy it because it's going to be a blessing and you're on to new beginnings. So that's the beginning of the third week. So the second card for the end, here's the wasp. The end of the third week, so that's July 14th to the 20th, the wasp showed up. So the wasp is a warning sign, just kind of like the owl. The owl is like, remember, there's that deception happening. Be aware. Someone's not just telling the full truth about something. And it's interesting because that warning is carrying on to the third week, at the end of the third week. And here we have the wasp. So that somebody in your inner circle is angry, is jealous of you, and has capabilities of retaliation. So just know you have a wasp in your inner circle. This is a very negative person, and they're just jealous of you, and they're angry. Like, why do you get all the good luck? You're so lucky. I have to work so hard for what I get. They always play the victim. They're always the naysayers. Stop. Now, when you know who this wasp is, and I bet you know exactly who this wasp is. Sometimes it's in our inner families. And sometimes it's a really close colleague at work. When you know who the wasp is, what do you do when a wasp comes towards you? You swat it away. Well, I'm not telling you to go swap people, but you're just going to start keeping your distance and you're going to set your boundaries around this individual because this individual wants to throw you under the bus. They want that opportunity that you received or that project that you received. So just know there's jealousy around you. So just note that. There's so many people that want to be successful in life, but they don't want to experience failure. You can't have one without the other. And as you climb up, whether it's in your career sector or in your personal life, there's always going to be those naysayers around you. It just comes with the territory. So the better you can deal with them, the less energy you actually spend on them. So you just set those boundaries and you just kind of push them off to the side. They're irrelevant to you. Don't let them bring you down. So in your third week of July, so that's July 14th to the 20th, just know somebody's going to approach you with a partnership opportunity, but somebody's going to be jealous of it because they wanted it. But just know that. All right, we are in our fourth week of July. So our fourth week of July is July 21st to the 27th. Oh, here we go. It's really amazing. This month has really been career sector oriented, which actually doesn't surprise me from that June 21st full moon. All right, fourth week of July, July 21st to the 27th. Well, it's really interesting because I'm getting, my chest is starting to constrain during this week. Whew. Okay, let's figure out why. It's like there's going to be major transformation here. Okay, July 21st to the 27th. What do people need to know? Oh, the horse. All right. Now, stop doing things on your own. You got this beautiful project or opportunity that's come your way. You've got a beautiful partnership that has presented itself. Now the horse is presenting itself. The horse is saying, stop doing things on your own. You can't figure out everything on your own. You can't do everything on your own. So if you're one of those people who doesn't believe anything gets done properly unless they themselves do it, you're going to really have to take a step back and reevaluate that. Because when the horse appears, the horse is saying, at this part of your journey, you cannot do it alone. Delegate authority and ask for help. So in this week, someone's going to approach you, or you need to approach somebody else and ask them for help. Don't get boggled down with the little minute things that you don't know how to do and you're going to waste so much energy and time on. Get somebody else who knows how to do it in the quickest way of time as possible. Get them to do it. Like for me, I'm bad at scanning documents. I don't even know how to scan a document and email it out. I just take a picture of it and email it out if I have to. Am I going to learn how to scan a document? No. I have people to do that for me. I'm not technical. I do not do tech. So I'm not going to waste hours and my energy trying to learn tech. I have people to do that for me. And I'm grateful for those people because they make my life so much easier. I couldn't do half of the things I do without those people on my team or by my side. So I'm truly blessed to have them in my life. But the horse is telling you this is exactly what you need. So look at the people you need to now include in your team or around you to help you out with certain tasks. Because the horse is saying, forget it. You can't do it by yourself on this leg of your journey. You need to save your energy for the bigger vision, not those little detailed, minute things that somebody else can do. All right? So please, you're not being vulnerable. It's not a sign of weakness. It's actually called strategy. Be strategic this week. The second card you need to know for the fourth week of July, so July 21st to the 27th, is protection. So that's telling me that at some point during this week, you're going to feel a little off. You're going to feel a little anxious, and which was really interesting because I was starting to feel anxious and my chest was constraining while I was just starting to shuffle this card for this week. So my intuition is telling you that you're going to get a curveball of some sort this week. Something's going to happen this week. It could happen in your personal life with your family. It could happen at work. But anyway, something unexpected is going to happen. And it's not necessarily going to be for the good. It's just going to put a damper on things. It's like a curveball life has just thrown at you. The protection card is letting you know whatever comes your way this week, near the end of this week, just know you're very well protected by spirit. You're very well protected by the universe. So you are going to be completely fine. So whatever shows up in your life this week, that curveball, you're going to be completely fine. So just breathe and you say your prayers saying, Spirit guides, archangels, please put a ring of white light protection around me and breathe. You are completely protected. So Spirit wanted to let you know you're being protected at the end of this week. So don't worry, you're not alone. All right, so that's the 4th week of July. So we had the horse ask for help, and something's going to happen midweek into your life, but just know you're protected and you're going to be fine. Everything will be okay. Everything will sort itself out. So that's the 4th week of July. Welcome to the last week of July. Can you believe it? Oh my goodness. Time flies by. I find the older I get, the faster time goes by. All right. 5th week of July, last week. That's from July 28th to the 31st. So it's not quite a full week, but enough to establish it being its own week. So what do you need to know? How is July going to unfold for you? All right, July 28th to the 31st. Ooh, okay, that one wants to pop out. So I had another card that popped out from Spirit. I have to read it, but that's not the original card that I have chosen for the week. Oh, I got another card that has popped out from Spirit. All right, looks like we're going to have a busy last week of July. So the 2 cards I picked for July, for the last week of July, you got the Goblin. Okay, which is really interesting because we ended the 4th week with Spirit letting you know, don't worry, you're protected. Yes, we understand a curveball has been thrown at you. Yes, we understand something has happened that has put a damper onto things, but you're protected. Now we're entering the 5th week of July, and we're starting it off with the Goblin. The Goblin means fear's running the show. Please do not let fear run the show. Remember, you are very well protected. So the Goblin wants to take you off your path. It wants you to stay on a path it's always known you to be on because it's safe. You are meant to go do more with your life. You are meant to be more. And I know you've had that stirring in your life to want to do that. You just don't know how it's going to happen, do you? Well, don't worry about the how. That's the universe's job. But the Goblin has appeared in your 5th week of July. So the Goblin wants you to play it safe. Do not play it safe. Don't let fear run the show because fear is false evidence appearing real. At the ending of the week 5 of July, which is the 28th to the 31st, we have perception. How are you perceiving things? Are you perceiving things as negative or are you perceiving things as positive? How are you perceiving things? Are you looking at it, the glass is half empty, or are you looking at the glass is half full? I understand you've been given a curveball in life right now, and I understand that's probably consuming a lot of your energy and a lot of your time right now because you're trying to rectify it. But perception is everything. Your perception is your reality of things. So if you're coming into the end of this week as, I can't do this. This is too much for me. I'm just going to go back to where I was. No, please understand the Spirit saying, no, you're exactly where you should be. We're nudging you forward, and this is just a test. Get through the test because this opportunity wouldn't have presented itself to you if you were not meant to have it. Just understand that. Remember, you're protected by the Spirit. Just got to get through this chaos that has presented itself. Now, let's look at the 2 cards that popped out while I was shuffling the deck. So the first one is the Spider, which is really interesting because whatever showed up that's causing chaos in your life right now, the Spider's saying, we know you're trying to fix this. We know you're trying to create a solution for this. However, the solution has to be done creatively. So it's not a black or white situation where you're like, okay, I just call this person can get rid of it for me, or they can fix it. It's not that simple. You're going to have to tap into the right brain, your creative side, and be creative to create a solution for this problem. So shut off the left brain, look at the right side of your brain, and start getting creative. How creatively can I create a solution for this? How do I make it appear like it was somebody else's idea, but it was me planting that idea? Do you remember that movie, My Big Fat Greek Wedding, where the woman says, look, the man is the head of the family, but the woman is the neck. The neck turns the head whichever way she wants. So that's kind of what you need to do in this last half of this last week of July. Be creative, because that is where the solution to the chaos is. The second card that popped out while I was shuffling is the Merlin. So the Merlin is all about balance and justice. So if there's an imbalance of power happening in your life, just know that the Merlin is there to balance the scales of justice again. So if you are in any sort of legal battle, you will be victorious, and the balance of power will restore itself. If you are not in a legal battle, the Merlin lets you know that everything you need is already within you. So you do not need to go read another book, take another course, listen to another workshop or a podcast. I mean, do it if you always want to just keep on learning and listening, but don't feel like you have to be able to do what it is you're supposed to do on this leg of your journey, because the Merlin is telling you everything you need is already within you. So look within, because that's where the power lays. So that's my July predictions. I hope you enjoy it. Send me messages and let me know what shows up for you each week of July. Have a blessed day, and we'll talk to you soon.